That at all, did you, huh?
It's just like Browns getting a win. No, we didn't say that happened either.
It'll never happen. The Browns getting a win, that's like a Christmas gift that is, I'm waiting to happen down the road.
There you go.
A couple of years from now. We brought a guest in here. You brought a guest in here today, and we always like this guest because not only does Mark show up with a smile on his face, ready to talk racing with you and me, he also shows up with gifts.
Yes, and it's part of racing. I mean, who don't like a cold beer with a race, every once in a while? But yeah, Mark Young from Two Bandits Brewery, we or brewing company, I guess is the correct name. Yeah, Mark's one of the biggest motorcycle racing enthusiasts I know and ever ran across my life, and he goes to a lot of motorcycle races, has some bikes, and his passion for it's kind of spilled into this brewery. I mean, you go over there and you see all kind of motorcycle racing pictures and stuff, and I'm waiting for like the Danny Pedrosa beer or something, salute to him, or something like that, or the doctored beer or something. I mean,
it's coming. We'll see how that rolls.
See, I knew that'd go good with a summer beer with your bike nights.
Absolutely.
See, I mean, I'll help you with a little marketing. We can promote that next year. Have your bike nights and premiere some beers with some riders' names or something.
Marketing genius.
I have no doubt. I've known Dwayne for a very, very long time. What we going on now? 25, 28 years?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And the scary part is a lot of my ideas I probably can't say on air. So, and Mark knows some of those.
We'll keep those to ourselves right now. This is a family show. There's no doubt about that. Mark, for anybody that's not familiar with your brewing company over in Hicksville, how long has it been there now? It's been longer than what I think most people are going to shake their head and go, oh, no, it can't be.
Yeah, well, actually, believe it or not, we have been in operation to the public since the end of February, but actually my business partner Bob and I celebrated 2 years July 16th of when we decided to push the go button on this crazy roller coaster.
Wow. And everything is going extremely well from everything I've heard, huh?
I thank you. And yes, it has. We've been very blessed. We have a lot of very passionate guests that keep us on our toes, and every weekend it's an awful lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, and just to go on that, with the racing part, the bike enthusiast part, you had a bike night just not too long ago, 3-4 weeks ago, towards the end of October, was it like October 19th or 20th, and you had, 100 bikes there close to it?
It was darn near close. I lost count after 90. I can tell you that there was easily 90-plus motorcycles there, and it filled up pretty much the entire downtown Hicksville. It was very cool.
Yeah, and this was less than a month ago.
Isn't that something? Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, well, it just goes to show you when you have good food, good beer, and a good idea, you can bring people anytime from anywhere to downtown Hicksville, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, and I think the bike deal, I mean, you go in there and you see motorcycles in there and the pictures and different things, and then you get great food and great beer. It's a win-win all the way around.
Yeah, it really is. There's no doubt about that. For anybody that's not familiar with where you're located, Mark, you're right downtown, right?
Exactly. Just before the second stoplight headed west, we'd be on the left side. Bandit Racing Green and Cream Building, black awning. You can't miss us.
Yeah, it's easy to find. There's no doubt about that. And you really are known for your menu, your food menu, as much as you are your beer menu, aren't you? Because every time you walk in here, you start telling us about food that you're going to have, and Dwayne and I just sit here basically and drool and wait for you to stop, and then we have to kind of clean things up and then talk to you a little bit, don't we? Huh?
Well, we are very blessed. Not only is Bob, in my humble opinion, an awesome brewmaster, but we employ an executive chef, a sous chef, 2 prep chefs, and a pastry chef who are on their game every day. And we are actually in our 3rd menu revision, which is our fall-winter menu, even as we speak.
Wow. So you change by the season, basically, the food that you offer?
That's correct.
Oh, gosh, that is amazing. So give us a little bit of an idea. What's the new menu have on it?
Well, we didn't forget, all of our old favorites. So like the canned nachos and the Canadian cardiac arrest and the Are You Ducking Kidding Me? They are there, and they will probably always be there because people just love them. But we also have some really new interesting items. We have a black gator tail chili, and the chili is house made, and it's steak medallions of the gator tail itself.
Okay, okay. So
yeah.
it really has real gator in it.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah, we don't mess around. If we say it, it definitely is in there. And then probably one of my personal favorites is that we have kangaroo. And they're the little sliders. And we affectionately call them two-banded Joey sliders.
There you go. I don't think I've ever had kangaroo.
It's delicious. It's succulent. It's tender. Very flavorful. Okay. Very, very healthy, actually.
All right. Is this another one of those that tastes like chicken whenever you what does kangaroo taste like?
Actually, it doesn't. What it reminds me of is a really good venison.
Okay.
Or even possibly, if you've ever had bison, I think it kind of falls somewhere in the middle of those two types of meat.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Well, and that's one thing unique. Last year you had, or was the summer menu, it had the rattlesnake.
Python.
Yeah, python on there, or yeah, python. And now, you got gator, you got kangaroo. I mean, and not to steal any thunder, but I know you're doing a duck special here soon and stuff like that. I mean, you dip out there that a lot of places, I mean, anywhere in this region, especially in local Northwest Ohio, you can't get a menu like that anywhere unless you go to a bigger city. And I think that probably what draws a lot of people's attention.
Oh, for sure. We say that you come for the beer, you stay for the food. And, I mean, if the exotic isn't necessarily your cup of tea, we got you covered. We have an awesome fish and chips. We do a pulled pork mac and cheese that is our best seller, and the pork just melts in your mouth.
It does.
Dwayne can vouch for that.
That's right.
Those Ben Murray, BB.
That 2 forks up on that.
2 forks up on that. Yeah, no doubt about that. So describe that to me, guys, because is this macaroni and cheese with pulled pork mixed in it, or is this like a side to your macaroni and cheese?
So it's an actual entree in and to itself. It's cavatappi, so it's a larger curly type of pasta.
Okay.
And it has our own signature cheeses on it. It's really thick. It's rich, just a hint of spice. Then we add a generous helping of our smoked in-house pulled pork mac and cheese on top. And then we drizzle it with our own house-made bourbon sriracha sauce. So you got a little bit of zing, a little bit of kick. It sticks to your ribs. It's perfect for this kind of weather.
It is.
You know what? And
Maybe that's the problem. It stuck to my ribs and it just keeps growing. Maybe that's.
Now, do you have a diet version for guys like me and Dwayne?
That's a negative.
See, that's always our problem. We have the best intentions, don't we, Dwayne?
Right.
We walk in, we say, we're going to do the diet version of that today. We're going to do the kids' plate or whatever. But then the darn stuff's so good, we just kind of lose track of things.
I think you're on to something. I think you're on something because, like Mark said, we've known each other for like 28 years. And I used to be skinny when I first met him. Now I'm fat. Now look,
fat and sassy.
I think we figured this whole thing out.
Yep, it's Mark's fault.
If it was not for Mark right now, Dwayne Hancock would be about 165
right.
pounds.
That's what it is.
And looking like he's ready to go into the Marines at this point in time. But now he's not. He's a little more than 165 pounds. And he looks like he needs a big old bowl of good old macaroni and cheese and a beer.
But I bet I could still write his Triumph.
Yeah, I bet you
like I used to. I bet I could still write that.
It's too powerful for you. You'd fall off.
He's a race guy. You understand you're talking to a certified race car driver.
Oh, I know.
You know,
I'm very proud of him, actually.
Last time you came in, he wasn't. He was just a wannabe.
That's right.
And nowadays, he is a certified, honest-to-goodness race car driver. How's that? Yep. So you got to deal with him a little bit different here.
Oh, for sure.
What you had in the past. How's
that? I think we're going to start a 2-bandit brewing race team. I think that's what it is.
I like that. That would be a whole lot of fun as well.
That'll get rumors started.
Get those rumors started.
Yeah.
Not yet.
You're on the throttle today, and it's all being brought to you by Lob Auto Parts, by Suburban Auto, by AJ Door, Jason Deach Customs and Collisions, Trailers and Trailer Repair, Fast Forward Motorsports, and by Brian Ford Lincoln and Snyder Land Clearing and Tree Maintenance. I know I butchered that.
Sorry,
so
tree service, maintenance.
The Snyder boys are going to be, they'll be all over.
No, it just fell out of his tree.
Yeah, no, just said, come on, Funderburg, you botched it again. but that's okay.
And you haven't even had any samples yet,
That's
Jim.
what, I think that's my problem is I've not had any samples at this point in time. But if you're looking for somebody to take care of your tree work or maybe clear some ground for you, Noah and the guys will take care of that no matter whether I blotch their names or not, right?
That's right.
You did, Mark. You did bring us some beers here today, didn't you? Huh?
I did, actually. We got a little lucky here, and Bob actually was kind enough to run over a couple of howlers, and I have a couple of bottles as well, so I think we're set.
Oh, man. So a howler, I've heard of a growler, but a howler is...
So a howler, think of it as the baby brother of a growler. You know how baby brothers howl? Well, so the howler is half size. So where a growler is 64 ounces or 4 pints, a howler is 32 ounces or 2 pints.
There you go.
See, that's why you don't know, Jim, because you're like me. Like the other night when they're like, "Do you want this to double?" Like, is that even a question? Yeah. So when they ask you, "Do you want the tall or the short?"
Give me that howler.
That's right.
That
you
know, that growler there. There's no doubt about that. If you're ordering a beer on your own, there's no.
And you can even order beers that way at the brewery and take it home.
Absolutely. Our licensing allows you, the guest, to take home delicious Two Bandits beer with you.
That is amazing. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to get into some beer tasting here on the throttle today. But first, we need to pay a couple of bills, so we'll take a step away. You're on the throttle here on a Monday afternoon with Jim and Dwayne and Mark, and we're going to be drinking beer when you come back.
So,
do you want to start with the morning wood so we can hear that?
Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Then we'll do, once we talk about these, then we'll talk about your Thanksgiving deal and stuff. I definitely want to promote all that stuff that way.
Appreciate that, I do, man.
We should come up with something.
My headset monitor kicks from one to the other, and sometimes I've got it, sometimes I don't. It's driving me nuts, guys. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
What's going on, but I'm not. It's been a fun morning.
I wish I had some something I could give away, and we could do on Thanksgiving Eve, the first person that says they listened to On the Throttle got a free. I got some Napa Racing hats.
Are you talking about at the brewery?
Yeah, that I could give you.
I tell you what. Let's do this. Let's say Thanksgiving Eve, the first person that comes in and says it, okay, we'll get 2 pint glasses.
Okay.
A pair of pint glasses. How does that
Okay,
sound?
that's up to you.
Yeah.
You're the first guys in.
Yeah.
You're on the throttle.
Jim will be waiting in line at noon.
Oh, man, you don't count.
Yeah.
That
doesn't count. But they actually have the Two Bandits logo on there.
Oh, cool.
So it's our pint glasses.
Okay,
All right.
we'll do that.
All right. A pair of them, a matching pair.
Cool. That sounds like fun. That will be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well,
if
that
you
would be
wanna do
nice
something
because
like
then I can kind of gauge who's listening.
Right.
I think that's awesome.
Okay.
All right. That was easy.
that. I mean, really easy.
Very simple.
Is there a way? I know you guys were working on a way to actually get a recorded. I know you were saying that you were working on getting them so you could
Right.
don't we, when there is beer involved?
Right. Well, when anything's involved, especially when you should have known Mark and I back here when we talked when we first met. There was a creative on everything. Lucky both of us still have all of our limbs and can walk, and one of us not pushing each other in a wheelchair.
True story.
We don't need any more than details.
Yeah, that's all.
The limits of the liability may still not be off on some of these stories. And before we're done, the sheriff, who does listen to us on a regular basis, might be in here with some cuffs for either one of you guys. And,
right.
I'm always on the edge, so you never can tell about me.
Right.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I tell you, we got some things going on. And something we just did, well, we'll let you talk a little bit about I know you got a big thing coming up next week for Thanksgiving Eve.
Well, thanks, Dwayne. So Two Bandits Brewing Company is having a Thanksgiving Eve bash from 11 in the morning till 11 at night. So you've got no excuse not to find some time to come on down. We are doing our in-house hickory smoked brisket. Everybody does turkey, right? We do things differently. It melts in your mouth. We're doing our homemade blueberry banana pepper cornbread. Your choice of potato, fresh vegetables. It will be delicious.
And this is on Wednesday before Thanksgiving, 11 to 11.
Right on. And, of course, Two Bandits Radio will be blasting out the tunes, so it'll be a lot of fun.
And speaking of radio, we just kind of came up with a deal. I believe the first customer that day on that Wednesday that comes in and mentions to Mark or that they've heard the show or heard him on the Throttle Radio, they're going to receive what, Mark?
We're going to give them a pair of matching Two Bandits pint glasses.
Yeah, and those are neat. I mean, that's another thing. You got some merchandise over there that's pretty good looking. The shirts and like I said, the glasses and that. So for all the listeners. Let's listen to the race deal. Here we go. You got a chance to get some free pint glasses.
Yeah, first customer in the door on that day before, that Wednesday before Thanksgiving, that says that they heard it here on the radio on the Throttle. A pair of pint glasses from Two Bandits. That
and
would be a nice.
no, Jim, you're not allowed. You cannot be in line at 10:30 waiting.
I was going to ask for the day off. Now, is there a need for it now? You're telling me that
right?
Yeah. My shift is normal.
Yeah, on the Throttle. 0 paid employees like you and I are still not eligible.
Bummer.
All right, that'll work. We'll survive the whole thing. There's no doubt about that.
And speaking, we do a lot of racing stuff on here. Speaking of that, the Rumble's coming up in Fort Wayne, December 29th and 30th, which is a Friday and Saturday. Okay. And a lot of people from this area have to drive right past Two Bandits Brewing Company to get to the Fort Wayne Coliseum of those races. So yeah. I'm pretty certain maybe we can drum up some business, have a few people stop in for some beer or food before or after the races those 2 nights.
We'd love to see them. We would.
No doubt about that. So it is a race-friendly spot with great food and great beer, and we're actually going to pop the top off a couple of beers right now and give them a try. What do you think? What did you bring for us today, Mark?
Jim, I'm all for that. So the first one that I brought is one of the many IPAs that we brew in-house, and this particular one is called Morning Wood. Dwayne likes that one quite a bit.
Yes.
It's the Dwayne Hancock beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's named a few after me. This is the new one. I think.
So the reason we call it Morning Wood is that we actually have chunks of aromatic cedar that we cut up and microwave to kill off any pathogens, and then those bits of wood are actually thrown into the mix, if you will, and they float around in the secondary fermentation for over a week, and the finished product is sublime. You get that real beautiful kind of waxy dryness at the end, and you get just a very, very subtle hint of cedar.
Wow, that's something. And if you want to know why, this is the beer that Dwayne would reach for in the morning.
Right. Yes.
When he woke up, if he wasn't going to work. That's
right.
Correct.
That's the better explanation for the title. I think.
That's right.
No doubt about that. Well, open up that Morning Wood and let's give it a try. What do you think?
All right, let's see what we got here.
Oh, look at that. Sound effects included.
Jim just,
if you've ever watched The Simpsons, you know Grandpa Simpson. You know that's me at this point in time. I'm just sitting there drooling and looking on and going.
See, we do the show every week, and every week, you know, out of the 50-some we do it about 50 times a year.
Yeah,
it's all usually about my specialty. Today is Jim's specialty, so.
Man.
We're a little off racing topic, but this is Jim's specialty, so we got to do it. That's right.
Wow, that smells good, and it tastes every bit as good as it smells too.
Some bit of pink grapefruit in there, a little bit of citrus. Very easy to drink, very very smooth. Bob brews all of our beers with the whole intention that they're going to be drinkable for anyone.
Yeah. And you say you do several IPAs throughout the course of the year too?
We have in our repertoire right now 9 different IPAs that we produce.
Wow.
Well, and they're all good. And Marquez, he knows I've always been like a lighter beer drinker and not a big dark fan. And you know, when I've been over there, he's like, "No, you gotta try this. You gotta try this." And they do. That's one thing I can say as, you know, I don't know if I'm a beer expert, but you know, I've had a few in my life.
Just a couple.
And
Practice.
yeah. They say practice makes perfect. And, but no, in all seriousness, I've never found one there that's been too strong or too stout or not tolerable to drink, I guess, like you do at some place. Some of these you taste them, you're like, what the heck did they just do?
Yeah, really. No, there are.
Yeah.
And that's fine because there are different tastes and
but they're all
different ideas.
Right? Yeah, and you guys come up with some very unique ones, just like this. I mean, with the cedar and that in there, but they're all drinkable.
Yeah. I appreciate that, Dwayne. I do, man. Thank you.
No, that's very tasty. So how many beers do you have right now on tap?
Well, currently we have an 8-tap system. However, we actually have 15 Two Bandit beers either on tap or waiting in the wings in the coolers. Before Christmas, we have made the decision to add an additional 4 taps. So before Christmas time, we'll have 12 taps flowing.
Oh, man.
All Two Bandits.
That is not one of those things, Dwayne, where we can just sit down and say, okay, let's try one from every tap.
Why can't we?
Give me a pint from every one.
Why can't we?
Well,
Are you getting weak on me in your old age there, Jim?
how about if we go and you try one every one,
Okay.
a pint from every one of them there, and after about 6 or so, and they're starting to scrape me up off the floor, they can, I'll watch you drink the last.
Okay.
6. How's that sound?
Thanksgiving Eve, it's on. If anybody wants to come,
Okay.
so hang out with Jim and I. We'll be there.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving Eve.
That's a date.
We invite all the racing fans, all the listeners.
Yeah. Come on out
And we'll come up
and
with
see
something.
you,
We'll tie it together. We'll come up with something.
We'll
I guarantee
tell you a
it.
little more about it next Monday, but
Yep.
we'll both be there on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
I've always enjoyed the radio business has been enjoyable for a couple of things, and one of them has been normally have a fun place to go on Thanksgiving Eve. That's a customer or a client or a friend or whatever, and you get together, and I think that's
And Mark's all of us.
We got it.
We got lucky on that one.
We're going to do it, and Jim will be signing autographs.
Yeah,
For anybody that wants their autographed Jim Funderburg picture,
Yeah, they'll bring.
you can take your picture. And
They'll bring a bus over from the home there. The girls will be there standing in line.
I thought he was going to say from CCNO with all your fan club.
That's BB Murray's fan club right there. That's BB Murray's fan club. That's CCNO. They're going to let BB out on Friday is what
Are
they're
they?
telling me. He's going to be in here on Friday. All right, beer number 2 here because that went down again. What was the first one we did here?
That was called Dwayne's personal favorite, Morning Wood.
There you go.
Yes.
Morning Wood. Okay.
Yes.
And a really tasty IPA. What else do you have now on the... You got 2 nice big old jugs of beer right there that we gotta get open.
Jim's mouth's watering.
I gotta get that open somehow.
This is the most excited I've seen Jim for except for the last time the Browns were only 7 points down in a football game.
Exactly, man. That's exactly it.
This one is called Sunday Morning Napalm, and this one has been very, very popular for us. We actually re-released it last weekend, and we went through a keg on Friday night and a keg of it on Saturday night, and it's a very rich stout. It's actually a breakfast stout. So there is bacon in it, maple syrup, chocolate vodka, vanilla vodka, Chelaka chocolate, and real vanilla extract. So, not to mention 2 bags of a coffee that is very robust, and it's called Caffeinated as F, if you get my drift.
It's
All
French.
Right, there we go. Yeah, it's French.
So what you're saying here, Mark, is this is a breakfast type beer for when you wake up for pancakes and eggs and all that.
Exactly. I mean, that's the whole point of it being brewed. It's just, it's very smooth, very easy to drink.
This makes a new meaning to cakes and eggs.
Oh, yeah. This
I
does,
mean-
doesn't it, huh?
Huh. Who would have thought you could have beer in the morning with this?
Yeah, who would have ever thought about drinking beer in the morning? I mean, I tell you what, not you or I.
Strange
No.
concept.
Yeah, it is a very strange
I
concept
think
for guys
you can
like us.
you can taste the coffee part in there
Yeah,
too.
you can. Yeah, you
That's-
can very much. Very tasty.
Yeah.
Very smooth, slightly sweet.
Yep.
So now, I've heard of different type of wines for different meals and that, but now, I mean, I think you guys just hit it, out of the ballpark on this,
Appreciate
a
that.
breakfast type beer.
Yeah, so this is supposed to be consumed at really any time.
Any time.
It's a breakfast. You call it a breakfast stout, but breakfast is 24 hours a day at Denny's.
Right on. Right on. Right on.
So that's kind of
Or IHOP.
You can certainly enjoy it any time for sure.
Yeah.
This one that's on tap over at the
It
brewery right now.
it was on tap this weekend. It has now been pulled from tap because we are saving the last keg for Thanksgiving Eve.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
we have a 15-gallon keg that we feel will probably be consumed that day.
Yeah. Wow. That is good. That's a good one to keep for that Thanksgiving celebration. There's no doubt about that. What's our third beer that you have over there? Mark Young with us right now from Two Bandits Brewery over in Hicksville, and we're drinking beer on the throttle today. So don't you wish you were our in-studio guest?
Now this is for the race fans that when you're watching the races
That's right.
to do, not when you're on the throttle out on the racetrack.
No.
Yeah, that gets you in trouble.
Yeah,
Correct.
It gets you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
But guys like, Danny Pedrosa that runs bikes, he could do it. I mean, he's that talented in life. I mean,
I'm not even sure Danny drinks beer, to be honest with you.
yeah, he don't ride a whole lot real well lately.
No,
either.
he hasn't been.
See, Mark and I's had a rivalry just because really I didn't know crap about motorcycle racing, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But I always liked the rebels, the controversial type guys. So I had to pick that out and give Mark some crap, all these years. And
Yeah, Danny Pedrosa has never been one of my favorites, particularly when he ran the late, great Nicky Hayden off of the track one race. And so always been kind of a sore spot with me ever since. And, of course, Dwayne being Dwayne, he likes to push that button whenever he gets the opportunity.
No.
Hard to believe, I know.
It's hard to believe. Very hard to believe with Dwayne.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, no.
Well, you're on the throttle today, man. It's brought to you by Loud Auto Parts, Suburban Auto, AJ Door, Jason Deeds Customs Collisions, Trailer and Trailer Repair, Fast Forward Motorsports, Brian Ford Lincoln, and Snyder Land Clearing and Tree Service. And we'll be back with more beer after this.
Largest trailer dealer with over 300 trailers and
How do you think it's sounding, Jim?
different
Good?
3-foot race trailers and
Oh, yeah.
custom toter homes to open deck car trailers,
I'd like
shelf
to.
trailers,
It'd-
landscape trailers,
it'd
and
be neat
equipment
to figure
trailers.
out a
But
way
they don't
to,
just sell trailers, they service them. Add
get hooked
options
up
and
with a
do
racetrack
repairs
and get
on
some of
any
that stuff
brand.
and
Because
some
the
of
racers themselves, they
you
know
know?
how to build
Well, you
the
let me know,
trailer right
Dwayne.
for your racing needs. Stop by their Edgerton
We
location
can
or shop
we can do some
24/7
promo
at
things, I think. I think that would be fun.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
can dream it, they can
But
sell
well,
it
I'm
at
thinking
Jason
like
Deeds Collision
Eldor's got a
Customs.
bar where they could sell stuff if we could figure out. But then you gotta. That's you're probably not ready for that level to do mass producing.
No, but see, and that's something we're working on. Is
Well, when you get to that level,
I know.
It was her dad.
Because
When you get to that
we
level.
Stony Ridge has our beer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Stony Ridge Winery has our beer.
I guess I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Cork's Winery in Fayette is going to be starting to carry our beer.
Well, see, that'd be neat to get into some places that
Love it. I would love
that
that.
would be good.
I would love that.
Jim,
Jim, what do you think? Is it sounding okay?
Yeah, it sounds great.
Especially with you guys' uniqueness, how you come up with stuff. And I'm just thinking out of the box. Eldora don't usually have cake beer, but maybe could go with like a dirt track beer or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
for down the road, future.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would love.
Yeah.
I mean, with as many race fans as they get in a given weekend.
Oh, yeah. Or even if you say you start out at a smaller track like Angola or Bearfield or whatever.
Well, when they find out that it's from
That's
Hicksville, Ohio,
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dwayne. That would be awesome.
Season, Walmart
you know, and I know Bobby could, you know, he could do
Something.
he could do a dirt track beer, you know.
Yeah, or like around it. Yeah, we could
We
come
could
up with
call
something.
it, we could call it the Swindell.
Or bent metal, or you know, like local racing around here. Bent metal, you know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
something.
No, I think it'd be awesome.
Once you guys
something
get
a
big
little
like
lighter,
that. Yeah.
something a little, you know, a little crisper, something that's going to appeal to that
Exactly.
fan base.
Happening at the House of Prayer on Empire Street from 5 to 7. The lighted parade with Santa coming to town starting at 6
Yeah, everything's
p.m.
going well, Mark.
For the tree
I'm
lighting
having some
ceremony, and kids can meet with Santa
monitor
and his
and board
reindeer.
issues right now, so
Businesses will have
I'm just
extended
kind of figuring
hours
out.
for
I think
shopping,
everything's
and there'll
going
be
just
food
fine the
available
other
on
way.
Empire Street, sold
But
by local
it's just
organizations.
not on my
So start
headset,
making
so I'm
plans
sending a
now
couple
because it's
things
all
out.
happening November 18th in Montpelier for the old time holiday gathering.
Real quick. I think we're having some tune-in problems today as well, it sounds like. So
Are you currently struggling
Seems
with
like
that
everything's
old
working
garage
okay,
door? Maybe
except
it'll
on
open,
my
maybe it won't.
headset
Well,
end.
if
How's
it's
that?
time
Yeah.
for a new garage door,
This is a little
remember the
frustrating.
Garage Door
Can't
Pros
do
in
radio
Northwest
show.
Ohio.
Your
AJ
headset's
Door
not
of
really
West
doing what you're
Unity.
supposed to.
AJ
Nobody's
Door
doing
handles
what's going on.
commercial, residential,
I started this morning,
agricultural
I opened
doors,
everything
and of
up and
course,
started
the
and
service after the
can't
sale.
hear myself,
For
man.
more
That's not
information,
good.
You look down and the meters are jumping, so you know you're okay, but you just can't hear yourself.
Yeah, that's not good. It's not good.
Holy
Phone
crap.
them today.
So,
Many car dealers want to sell you a vehicle today. And Brian
all right, here we
Lincoln,
go. One
we
more
want you
and
to
we're
be a
back into the
customer
beer.
for
How's
life.
that?
We know
Love
our
it.
relationship is just starting when we finalize your paperwork. Our award-winning service department will keep your vehicle trouble-free. Our sales and service
Gas prices
staff
are
will
going up in
always be
Ohio,
there for you
man.
if you have
Oh yeah.
They have been. I see them slowly creeping up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oil's going up big time.
Make the entire process easy.
Is that?
Oh,
The
there's
Brian Ford
Jack.
difference. We don't want to just sell you a vehicle today. We want you to be a customer for life.
Jason Deach Collision and Customs is
You know,
Northwest
Jack,
Ohio's largest trailer dealer with over
That's,
300
Ben's
trailers in
stepdad.
stock from
Ben
different
Craig's
trade
stepdad.
race trailers and custom toter homes.
Hi, guys,
Deck
come in.
trailers, dump trailers, late skip trailers,
How you
and
doing?
track trailers. But they don't just sell
How are you
trailers,
guys?
they
Good.
sell
I'm Mark. Nice to meet you.
You know this guy?
I don't know. Will I be in trouble if I say yes?
What are you doing?
No, I come down to talk to this Jack Brown.
Yeah, Jack, I remember you. I don't think you were dressed up quite like that.
Well, I'm
last
on my
time I
way
saw
to
you.
the hillside to give the veterans a pizza party today.
All right,
So
hang
I-
on for a second.
Okay.
And we're back here on the throttle, and we just had a visitor, Jack Brown, who stopped in as well. And I'll tell you what, Jack does an awful lot of wonderful things for the veterans around our area. But I normally don't see you dressed up like the way you are today. Jack.
Well, this is the day after Veterans Day, and they wanted me to come out and give a pizza party and call a little bingo for them.
Attaboy.
I
So
thought
you're
I'd
looking good,
dress
all
up.
spiffed up and doing things well here today. Yeah.
There you go.
That sounds good.
That's awesome.
We're drinking beer today, Jack. How's that for you?
Huh?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever been in a radio studio where the guys are drinking beer on air?
I
They
don't
can
think.
drink all the beer they want because I don't drink. If you had some Pepsi, I'd drink it.
We got our designated driver here.
That's
Well, they got good food though.
Two Bandits Brewing over in Hicksville. Mark is in one of the co-owners over there, and
You
he
got
comes
nice
in.
jugs, though.
to
appreciate
join us, and
that.
He brought us a jug along. You always have to love having a jug of beer with you here in the studio on a Monday afternoon.
That's right.
And there's no doubt about that. So what's the next beer that we got to drink here, Mark?
All right. The next one that we have, I'm pretty excited about. It is actually our first ever porter. We excel at a lot of different types of stouts. So we decided to go up a little bit on a notch here, and this one is called Bookum Babo, and
There you go.
it is a chocolate coconut porter, and it has 6 pounds of roasted coconut in every 15-gallon batching.
Oh my gosh! Okay, coconut in a beer, Jack. How's that? Did you ever drink beer, Jack, in your day?
Once in a while, but not much.
Not much.
You know, when I was growing up, it was 3, 2, and 6%.
Yeah.
Right on.
Well, when I got out of school in '56, I went in the Army in 1957 in February, and I was stationed over in France for 18 months.
Okay.
18 years old, and I thought, well, I'll go to town with the guys, and I tried to. There's 16%. I took about 2 swallows and said, "Here, one of you guys drink this." Man, that's like drinking a whole 6-pack.
Yeah, it is. There's no doubt.
That's like
So I
Jim's
took
level
to the
right there.
wine tasting thing.
Okay, all right. So you're into more of a pop type idea.
Well,
Like
and-
Pepsi or something here.
and-
You're on your way.
I think they have some wine over at Two Bandits Brewing.
Oh,
Company, too.
absolutely. Yeah, we carry a full complement of wine in case you're not in the mood for beer. We hope you are, but we also carry wine as well as craft cocktails.
Or you can taste the coconut in that too.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah, that is-
Jim, I can't believe you're drinking on duty.
Well, you know, you only allowed to drink just small amounts like that, Jack.
Yeah, but look how many small amounts you're going to end up with.
That's for later.
Okay.
We only have another 19 minutes and then we're done. And, so, you know, we're only 19 minutes away. I think I can handle this thing for the last 19 minutes of the day. It kind of helps make that Monday roll just a little bit smoother today. Wow, this is a very nice porter. Yeah,
Appreciate that.
Very, very tasty. Very tasty. No doubt about that. All right, I'm going to take one last quick break so I can talk to Jack for just a second or two here. How's that? And then we're going to be back to finish things up on the throttle here on a Monday. It's about 18 minutes before 1 o'clock. We have Mark Young from the Two Bandits Brewery with us today, and we'll be back with more right after this.
Yeah, it's good.
You like it?
Cool.
Well, I just been down to make an appointment for
Yeah.
next Monday or Tuesday in the morning.
What time is good for you?
Anytime, you tell me, because I got to get a hold of Lyra and Pam's going to come down.
Mondays are pretty much good until noon. Okay, so anytime from 9 till noon. Okay. And Tuesdays are pretty good from about 10 o'clock until 1. How's that? Okay.
You tell me, I like
So you decide, you and Pam figure out what is good on either one of those 2 days.
back here?
me whatever
Yeah,
is good.
or like a
Okay.
almost it's like a deck thing.
They still use them?
Oh, I don't know if they do or not. Dude, this is so old.
These are 3
All this equipment.
changes.
I know it is.
I don't know if you did. I tell you the first time,
You're the man.
the first
How's
show we
that? I figured she
did
gave
that
to
they
me
live
to
streamed
give
it, we were
away.
bored up because
And I
there's so
thought,
many
you
people
know what,
live
let
streaming.
them give them to somebody who may use it or may not use it,
I told him, I
whatever.
said, "You're gonna, oh yeah, we're
figured
prepared,
you
we're prepared." They're like, "Yep, this time."
could figure this whole thing out for me.
I already got 3 guys lined up.
You are
But I
the man.
didn't, they asked me where they was at, and I said, what makes the difference? They're free.
Yeah, no doubt about
Just take
that.
your car, you have
Take it where
That's
you
right.
can take it and
But we got
go.
our vehicle at Brian Ford.
Yeah.
I said, so the Chevy's got the same kind of oil.
Yep.
Yep.
It's all the same
All you
stuff.
gotta do is take this and they'll change your oil.
Exactly. Put their name in there for us, and they'll take care of it. And let's do 10 o'clock Monday morning. How's that? I do have a little piece of paper.
AJ Door handles commercial,
Like I said, I'm on my way
residential,
to
agricultural doors,
Hillside
and of
Nursing
course,
Home.
Okay.
service
Give
after
them
the
guys
sale.
out there
For more information,
pizza
phone
party.
419
There you go.
But I want to tell you something.
73.
I ordered these
AJ
pizzas
Door at
Saturday
the
and
east
set up
edge
in
of West
Marshall. I said,
Unity.
I'm down
Phone them
Monday
today.
12:30.
Okay.
And guess what?
They're not ready.
They didn't even have them. They still have them sticking up on the board.
All right, we're back here live on the throttle as I had to get moving here, and stories being told and things being talked about, and that's just the way that it works around here. Live radio is that.
That's
way.
right.
Huh?
That's the way we are when we're on the throttle. You just never know what's gonna happen.
You are on the throttle here on the Q 96.5 FM, and Dwayne Hancock. What went around the racing circuits over the weekend? Anything good on the that's happened here?
Yeah, I mean, we had the racing banquet, the Boss Banquet, which, you know, we do a lot of PR for Chad Wilson here on the show since I help him out, and he ended up 4th in the Series Point Series this year. And then the big go-kart race, Big B Speedway in Gibsonburg yesterday, which I found out those are like the 9th annual one that I'm in the top 4 of average finishers there
Are
throughout
you
the
really?
series.
Jack Brown, thank you, and thank you for your service and all the folks that you deal with on a daily basis, and we will see you next Monday here on the Q. How's that?
Friday after Thanksgiving.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. See you, buddy.
Thanks a lot.
But yeah, they ran that classic yesterday, and sprint car driver Dan McCarron won that. And we have some exciting news in the area. Just busted this weekend. Friends of our On the Throttle radio show last year, when I went out to Oklahoma, we followed John Ivey, you know, on his trip from Fremont, Ohio, to race his first ever Chili Bowl. Well, John is going to be making history again this year at the Chili Bowl. John and his daughter Kelsey, which you've seen race, seen them both race over at Waynes Field. Kelsey is a 305 sprint car driver, 21 years old. She just graduated accounting degree out of college and working for Rudolph Libby as an accountant there in that. And she's moving up to the 410 sprint car division. Well, her and John just landed a Chili Bowl ride, and they're going to be the first ever father-daughter team at the Chili Bowl this year.
Gosh, okay. Yeah.
So we're going to do some PR for them. They're trying to raise funds. Actually, Hammer Pellets, that was our original first show sponsor.
Right.
Lisa and Randy Hammer are kind of taking this project under their wings and helping raise funds with it. They're trying to raise enough money to get them both the rides paid for, which they're already about halfway through. So if anybody listening, they have marketing forms for tax purposes. If you want to advertise, out Chili Bowl, which is the largest indoor race, not only in the United States, the world. You have Australia there, Canada, New Zealand, and it's broadcast. It's voted like just under the Indy 500 in popularity of racing. Yeah, it's like second most popular. It's on TV every night. You can get pay-per-view, and then it's usually on MAV TV. And so John and Kelsey, exciting news out of Northwest Ohio. Is going to be the first ever father-daughter in the history. I think this is a 32nd annual Chili Bowl, and it'll be the first time this ever happens.
Just hard to imagine.
That a father-daughter, and they're going to drive for Critter Malone that John drove for last year. They're going to take 2 cars, and so hopefully we can help them finish that and make some history. So if anybody's interested in helping them out, you can either get a hold of Kelsey Ivy or John Ivy on Facebook, or Lisa Hammer at Hammer Pellets. And
What kind of money does it take to run something?
it's last year is like it depends on what type of quality ride you want. You can rent a car anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000, and Critter's making them a deal, and they need to raise about $10,000.
Okay, so it really is about a $10,000 proposition for them to go out.
Yes.
And do this. So that's
But it'll be it'll be a father-daughter team, and I mean it's going to be history making. The Hit Chili Bowl has huge history, and you have all kind of NASCAR drivers that race it. I mean every year there's 3 to 5, 6, 7 NASCAR drivers race it, IndyCar drivers, drag racers, motorcycle racers. I mean everybody. It's a who's who. I mean last year was like 300 and some cars, and there's never been a father-daughter team, and we got one that's going to be like 70 miles from our house that's going to be down there racing, and we'll definitely follow them out there that week. And, yeah, it's exciting. I know Kelsey's real excited. I was talking to her. Actually, we've been messaging today. Huge opportunity for her, especially moving up the 410 sprint car ranks. And the Chili Bowl, I tell you what, it's one place Kyle Larson got discovered. I mean, a lot of people didn't know Kyle Larson, and you know, he was running these wing go-kart deals out in California. And, he was running a ride in Chili Bowl and started making, you know, a lot of speed out there, turning some heads. Josh Richards that we had on as our guest, a late model guy. I mean, first time ever out there in Chili Bowl, he missed the A-main by 1 as a late model guy. So that's a lot of talent out there, and you get people like Danica Patrick walking around. Nothing to see the Unsers. Bobby Unser's usually there watching. There's times AJ Foyt's been there. I mean, huge people. The Storage War people are there sometimes. Yeah, a bunch of different people. Star-studded celebrities from all over. So huge opportunity. I know John had a lot of fun last year learning the ranks at the Chili Bowl. So now this year he's gonna try to improve on his deal, and it'll be interesting to see what Kelsey can do.
Yeah, it really will be. All right, we're about out of time today, guys, but Mark Young from Two Bandits Brewery over in Hicksville, thank you for all of your participation today and the wonderful product that you brought over, and we highly recommend anybody that is looking for a place to go next Thanksgiving Eve, okay? Dwayne and I are going to be over there Wednesday. Let's go back over the details on that. You're opening at what time on Wednesday?
Okay, so next Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve, we'll be open from 11 in the morning till 11 at night.
Okay.
So you'll have plenty of time to come over and enjoy yourself. And the beer will be flowing and the food will be excellent. And just quick caveat, I want to thank you, Jim and Dwayne, for allowing me to come in and hawk my wares. I appreciate that. It's a real pleasure.
You're always invited to come back, isn't he, Dwayne?
As long as you bring gifts, as Jim was saying.
Free beer has a way of that happening.
But
if you bring friends with you like you did today, okay, we always love having you here.
And don't forget the free pint glasses for the first person that's heard this on the radio day that comes there next Wednesday. And Jim and I will be there. We invite all of our listeners out. And don't forget Two Bandits, like I said, when you're going down to the Fort Wayne Rumble races, you drive right by there. And I know you're having a little bit of a Christmas special going on too.
Well, yeah, actually, so Christmas Eve, which would be the 23rd, all right, December 23rd. We're going to, obviously, a couple special things. We may have a very special Christmas beer just for that day. We also are going to have the beginning of our winter concert series. Miss Morgan Bland and her electric violin will be there. It'll be outstanding, no cover, and we are going to be doing Duck à l'Orange. So it will be awesome.
And speaking of that, you're starting this winter concert series. Speak just a few seconds about that before we got to get off there.
Oh, thanks, Dwayne. So the winter concert series is going to be very, very similar, obviously, to our summer concert series, where we showcase a lot of local artists. And the music is everything from modern pop to classic rock. And there's some really, really outstanding artists. And, of course, Two Bandits takes care of all the fees. There's no cover to you, our guests.
Fantastic. Any other names that you have scheduled right now that you want to drop right now?
Well, the John Durnell Band out of Fort Wayne, they're very good friends of the brewery. They have played for us on several occasions. Think Huey Lewis and the News,
Yeah, they'll be there.
Matchbox 20. Yeah, I mean, that style is...
I thought you said Huey Lewis.
Right, yeah, no.
Not to be going to be there.
Not to be confused with, no, but they're very good.
Bon Jovi, all of them. They're
Exactly.
Yeah.
All the music we play right here on the Q most of the time.
Right on.
About that. Fantastic.
Right.
Well, that's good. Mark, we appreciate it. We appreciate
Thank you, Jim.
your time. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Dwayne.
We'll see
Yep.
you next week, the day before Thanksgiving, as Dwayne and I are going to go over and hang out a little bit and drink a couple of Two Bandits beers.
And Jim will be signing autographs for everybody that wants a Jim Funderburg autograph.
Exactly. No doubt about that. We will do that. Just before noon here, or 1 o'clock here on the Q. 96.5 FM. Osgood File coming up right after this.
That's